Hello everybody, Nightwing Gamer here. So I was scrolling through my recommended yesterday, and then I saw a video that talked about a leak. A pretty interesting leak at that. One that asked if Dante from the Devil May Cry series could be in Smash. You see, the leak went like this. It was on September 11th, 2018. And in there, it said that Isabelle would be the next character revealed and would be a completely original fighter. It also said that Ken and Incineroar would be in the game, and deconfirmed Geno and Skull Kid. And at the end of the leak, it said Dante in November. So, I want to talk about this. I don't usually talk about leaks, but this one piques my interest. So let's talk about the fact that it got Isabelle correct for the September 13th Direct. Either A, it could be pure guesswork, or B, it could be that they legitimately had information. Either way, this leak does have credibility to it, even if it is very little. Seeing as how I got two things right. The fact that Isabelle would be revealed in the Direct, and that she would be a completely original fighter, with, like, less than a handful of moves borrowed from Villager. So there's some credibility for it right there. As well, it says that Ken and Incineroar are in the game. They're currently two of the most expected new characters to be in the game, right beside Shadow the Hedgehog and Geno. So I'm not surprised that they were on here. They're two pretty generic characters to actually put on leaks for Smash Bros. Ultimate. However, the deconfirmation of Skull Kid and Geno does make me say, wait a minute. Because I've actually seen quite a lot of other leaks say that Geno is going to be DLC in January of 2019. Which does and doesn't make sense. It makes sense in the way that we had DLC for the last game, and they brought back Mewtwo, Roy, and Lucas, along with a bunch of other new characters. But seeing as how every old fighter's back, we can't really get any returning fighters like we did last time. It'd be just completely original fighters. And Vergeben, currently the most credible Smash Ultimate leaker, saying that we're going to get some form of Square Enix representation. He hasn't said when, he hasn't said who, he just said some Square Enix representation. He hasn't said whether or not it'll be a DLC, because most likely his sources don't know that. So on and so forth. So either A, this leaker says that Geno isn't going to be in the game, period, or that he just says no, he's going to be DLC. As for Skull Kid, as cool as he would be, I see him more as a DLC spot. And then finally we have Dante. Now, I love the Devil May Cry series, and Dante would be really cool. However, there's a few things standing in his way. First, there's his history with Nintendo. He barely has any history with Nintendo. I only found out he did yesterday. Not a single Devil May Cry game has appeared on a Nintendo console, and apparently neither has a Marvel vs. Capcom game. That surprises me. Or the first Beautiful Joe, which he was in, so yeah. However, he was in some fighting games, which were on handhelds, so Dante has been on the 3DS, like Cloud. And as we've seen with Cloud, you don't necessarily have to have the longest history with Nintendo to be in Smash. So Dante kind of has that going for him. He also has the fact that he's one of the most iconic video game characters in history. Whenever you think hack and slash games, you might think series like God of War and Bayonetta, possibly Nier Automata, and Devil May Cry, which Dante is the main character of. He also has a lot of weapons at his disposal which could be used for a moveset. Like, a lot. Between his normal swords and his devil arms, there's quite a few going through all 4 games. In addition to that, Devil May Cry 5 coming out in January, and the reboot. We don't talk about the reboot. And he could even have an Echo Fighter, Nero. I don't think that characters like Virgil or Trish would be Echo Fighters because they are way too different. So they definitely wouldn't be Echo Fighters. Because while they're similar to Dante, they're not only are their weapons different for the most part, their fighting styles are also significantly different. So if you're going to get a Dante Echo, Nero is about the most likely candidate. And yeah, so do I think Dante is going to be in the game? I'm iffy on it, although I'm leaning more towards no, as cool as he would be. So, yeah. Would I be excited if he got in? Yes. Yes, I would. I would be very excited, and I would probably never ask for another newcomer ever again. Not even Tails. Or Shantae. Or Rayman. Shovel Knight, Bomberman. Raiden. Scorpion. Raiden. So on and so forth. So yeah. That's my thoughts on this leak. If you guys have any other thoughts on it, then leave it down in the comments below. And, yeah, see ya. Also, the Q&A in 5 days.